You wake up Monday morning, and it hits you like a wave, that familiar feeling of drowning in your own to-do list. You've got 17 different priorities pulling at you, your phone's buzzing with notifications, and you're already making 100 tiny decisions before you've even had your coffee. Sound familiar? I'm Tony, and if you're tired of feeling scattered, reactive, and like you're just putting out fires instead of actually living your life, you're not alone. Today, we're going to transform the way you start your week. We're talking about setting powerful weekly intentions that'll give you laser-focused clarity and eliminate that exhausting decision fatigue that's been wearing you down. Picture this. What if your Monday morning felt purposeful instead of chaotic? What if you could move through your week with intention, clarity, and that quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly what matters most? That's what we're building together today. Let me share something personal with you. I used to be the king of scattered Sundays. I'd sit there with my planner, trying to cram 47 different goals into one week, feeling overwhelmed before I even started. I thought being busy meant being productive. I was wrong. Dead wrong. The breakthrough came when I realized the difference between goals and intentions. Goals are what you want to achieve. Intentions are how you want to be while you're achieving them. When you set a weekly intention, you're not just planning your schedule, you're choosing your mindset, your energy, and your emotional edge for the entire week. Here's what research shows us. People who set clear weekly intentions are 42 more likely to achieve their goals. But here's the kicker, they also report feeling 67 less stressed about their workload. Why? Because they're not making decisions from a place of overwhelm. They're making them from a place of clarity. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually set these game-changing weekly intentions? I'm going to walk you through my 4-step process that's helped thousands of people move from scattered to strategic. Step 1, the Sunday night reset. Every Sunday evening, I want you to sit down with a cup of tea or whatever brings you peace and ask yourself this question. What's one way I want to feel this week? Not what you want to accomplish, how you want to feel. Maybe it's calm. Maybe it's focused. Maybe it's courageous. Write it down. This becomes your weekly intention. Step 2, choose your strategic focus area. Here's where most people mess up. They try to be intentional about everything. That's not intention setting. That's just sophisticated overwhelm. I want you to pick and only one area of your life to focus on this week. Is it your health? Your relationships? Your career growth? Your creative projects? Pick one. Everything else is maintenance mode. Step 3, design your morning ritual. This is where the magic happens. Your morning routine becomes the foundation of your weekly discipline. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's 5 minutes of journaling. Maybe it's a walk around the block. Maybe it's just sitting in silence with your coffee, connecting with that weekly intention you set. The key is consistency, not perfection. Step 4, build your decision-making framework. This is how you eliminate decision fatigue. Every time you're faced with a choice during the week, you ask yourself, does this align with my weekly intention? If yes, you do it. If no, you don't. Simple as that. No more hemming and hawing over every small decision. Let me tell you about Sarah, a client of mine who was drowning in decision fatigue. She was spending 20 minutes every morning deciding what to wear, another 15 figuring out what to eat for breakfast, and by the time she got to work, she was already mentally exhausted. We implemented what I call boring brilliances, picked out her clothes on Sunday, meal prepped her breakfast, and suddenly had an extra hour of mental energy every day. That's the power of systematic preparation. But here's what I really want you to understand. Weekly intention setting isn't about becoming a productivity robot. It's about creating space for what matters most. When you eliminate the noise, you can finally hear your own voice. When you stop making 1,000 small decisions, you have energy left for the big ones. When you move through your week with intention, you're not just getting things done, you're becoming who you're meant to be. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of this, because that's where the real transformation happens. When you set a weekly intention, you're essentially saying to yourself, I matter. My energy matters. How I spend my time matters. That's not just productivity planning, that's self-respect in action. I want you to picture yourself 12 weeks from now. You wake up Monday morning, and instead of that familiar panic, you feel ready. You know what matters this week. You know how you want to show up. You've already made the small decisions, so your mental energy is reserved for the important stuff. Your week has structure, but it also has soul. Here's your homework, and yes, I'm calling it homework because this matters that much. This Sunday, I want you to spend 15 minutes setting your weekly intention. Just 15 minutes. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel this week? What's my one strategic focus area? What's one small morning ritual I can commit to? And what decisions can I make ahead of time to preserve my mental energy? The most successful people I know aren't the ones with the longest to-do lists. They're the ones who've learned to say no to the noise so they can say yes to what matters. They've learned that true productivity isn't about doing more. It's about being more intentional with what you choose to do. Your scattered days don't have to be your permanent reality. You can move from reactive to strategic. You can move from overwhelmed to intentional. You can move from surviving your week to actually living it. But it starts with one simple decision, the decision to be intentional about how you want to show up. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one area of your life where you want to be more intentional this week? Maybe it's your morning routine. Maybe it's how you communicate with your family. Maybe it's how you approach your work. Whatever it is, share it, because when we name our intentions out loud, we give them power. And if this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of people who are tired of living on autopilot and ready to live with intention. Your future self, the one who wakes up Monday morning with clarity and purposes, counting on the decision you make right now. I'm Tony, and remember, you're not behind, you're not broken. You're just getting clear on what matters most. See you in the next video.